What's up, guys? Welcome to the full comparison of the RedMagic 10 Pro Plus versus the brand new RedMagic 10S Pro Plus. So we're just going to get right into a physical hardware comparison. And yeah, I'm going to move this pretty quickly because this does tend to take up a lot of time on camera. And honestly, I just would rather move a little bit quicker for you guys. So we're just going to blast through this, all right? So 520 hertz touch capacitive triggers. We have the antenna bands right here. We have the fan ports right here, basically the vents. We have volume rockers, we have power button, we have switches for game center, and then we have, what do you want to call it, a freaking another awesome network band microphone, 520 hertz haptic trigger. We have right here on the bottom, we have, let's see here, a speaker grill, two antenna bands, USB-C port. We have, I think it's USB 3.0. We have two more antenna bands, we have two more microphones, and a SIM card slot. Be cool if they had a micro SD card slot, but we have not gotten that yet. It'd be cool if they put it in the top version, the 1 terabyte version, just so that they're at least getting the money that they want basically for expanded storage. But yeah, so now we have more antenna bands. We have a vent and then another antenna band. So the phone is relatively thick. Let me get an iPhone really quickly, just so you guys can kind of see. This is a 15 Pro Max, just so you guys can kind of see the actual thickness of the device. So a little thicker than an iPhone, just by a tad, but it's nothing so noticeable that there's a real issue. I rarely even notice the thickness, to be honest. So, yeah. Also, you're not getting a camera bump on this phone versus an iPhone, so keep that in mind. But yeah, those are the sides, and then let's go to the top. Okay, so we have right here a freaking awesome antenna band. I would do that. 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, something you're not going to get on any other phone, really. There are a few, but in terms of a gaming phone, the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack is great for no latency when you're gaming. We have an IR blaster for using this baby as a TV remote. We have a speaker grill, and then we have two more antenna bands and two microphones. And then on the other side right here, we have the basically, I don't know if I got this side or not, but it's the same thing as the other one. Two antenna bands, two vents, and then two of these. The curve on it is really not bad at all. I'm going to just, sorry, the iPhone is such a good reference because basically everybody has an iPhone, but I want to just show you guys like the curve difference. Okay, it's a little bit sharper, right? But it's not, and this is a little bit smoother, right? But it's not like it's poking me. I'm not getting poked. Like, there were pretty sharp edges on Samsung phones that actually kind of were poking me, but this is very smooth. It just doesn't have as much of a curve, clearly. But yeah, so if you have like an iPhone, this is the difference between curves. So yeah. And then we will go ahead and look at the back of the displays. So right here, we have, let's see here, 3 cameras. We have two 50 megapixels and two of the 23K RPM fans. Both of them have RGB lights in them. The fan setup is a Ferris wheel setup, so there are 2 different fans stacked on top of each other, which I think is pretty sweet. I like the little red dot in between. Obviously, the patterns are different on here. But then up here we have the flash, and then we have a 2 megapixel wide angle camera. These are great. This sucks, but I mean, you're not really going for photography when you're getting this phone. But what I will say is that these things do shoot in very high quality format. Okay, so the camera, I just explained the megapixels and things like that, but in terms of video, they both record at 8K 30. They literally record at 8K 30 frames per second, guys, and then it's 4K 60. And so on and so forth. So, yeah, when you're thinking about sorry, y'all. When you're thinking about getting a phone and you want a good camera on the back, you're not really concerned with the front camera too much, this is the phone for you. Unfortunately, the wide angle is going to suck, but the regular shooters, they're good and they do take great photos. So, yeah. And then let's just look at pattern real quick. So this obviously has a fun little pattern. The newer version of this colorway has like dots on it. You probably have seen another RedMagic 10S Pro Plus unboxing to where there's a newer theme on this one. But this is last year's midnight version. And yeah, so the pattern on that is pretty sweet. I always thought it was really cool. And then this one this one on the right is the silver deuterium version. So we have up here in the top a light up RedMagic XS logo, so you can see the X and then the S right there. So yeah, it's kind of encapsulated in like a box. So there's the box here, then another one around it, then another one, and then we have like the outline of like the flash. We have all 4 screws up top. Over here you have like different textures, right? So you have like a little dotted texture. You have like a more metal texture, which shows, I think, honestly, just like the camera itself and the hardware around it. I really think it's cool because it's just showing you what's on the inside of the phone. It's like a little window, like you're looking into the inside of the phone. There's more of that dot pattern over here. We have a brushed metal effect, as you can see. We have the Snapdragon 8 Elite leading version icon right here. We have, let's see here, more screws. And then as we move down here, we have this RedMagic logo. We have a little kind of square thing that goes around with a DAO. It says DAO, DAO up top. But I don't know if that's what that symbol means. But yeah, I don't know what that means, so I do apologize. But it could just mean fucking sick-ass gaming, dude. Probably not. The square around the edges is looking good. We have 6 screws at the bottom, a light up logo. This one lights up, and this lights up as well, like I said, for RGB lights. And then on the sides too, right up here, this lights up, and this lights up, and the fan lights up. So it's the same thing on here for the back. You have that sweet pattern, but obviously not see-through. But still, the pattern is badass in my opinion. You have the light up thing down here. You have a line that's going up with the RedMagic logo right there. And yeah. There's no like symbol or anything on it, but it does look good. I apologize if the phones aren't wiped down perfectly. I try to get them as clean as I possibly could, just with a quick wipe. So yeah, that is the external hardware on these devices, or at least like a physical tour of them. So I'm just gonna run through the specs on the on this website. It's just gonna give me all the detailed information about the specs. So I'm gonna blast through them real quick on each one, and you'll be able to kind of tell the differences between them. So first of all, for the network on the phone on the left, the 10 Pro Plus. Sorry if these screens go off when I'm reading this. We have, so for the tech for it, it's GSM, CDMA, HSPA, EVDO, LTE, and 5G. This phone is sucking butt right now with this timeout thing. What's going on? This is not a good look, RedMagic. I'm not going to lie, dude. Yeah, so I have 10 minutes set. So stop going dark after a minute. That's a bit frustrating, I'm not going to lie. Like that's frustrating. So obviously a software bug that could be worked out. But yeah, anyway, so continuing, it's LTE and then 5G. So the 2G bands are GSM 850, 900. So there's a space with 900. There's 1800, 1900, CDMA 800, and 1900. Then we have 3G bands for HSDPA 850, 900, 1700 AWS. I don't know all the technical terms for everything, but I'm just going to read it out to you. So there's 1900, 2100, CDMA 2000, 1 times EV-DO. So if that means something to you, then fuck yeah. We have the, for 4G bands, we have LTE, 5G bands, we have bands. We have SA/NSA, and then the speed is HSPA, LTE, and 5G. So overall, that's really what we have here. Yeah, so I have noticed also a faster variant of 5G on this one. It was 5G-A, so that's pretty sweet. They both have that, and it is a faster version of 5G. So yeah, so launch was November 2024, and this was announced in May 2025. So obviously brand new. We have let's see here, dimensions. So for this one on the left, like I've been saying, so it's 163 by 76.1 by 8.9. That's basically height by width by thickness. So then in parentheses it says 6.43 by 3 inches by 0.35 inches. So I think it's the difference between millimeters and inches. So the second one that I read, or second chunk, is basically measured in inches. So the weight is 229 grams. 8.80 ounces. We have a glass front, aluminum aluminum frame, and a glass back. So the front is Gorilla Glass Victus, which I think is pretty, it's like the newest version on the left, and then there's a newer version on the right, if a newer one came out. That's just my assumption. Do not know everything about this, but I am doing my best for y'all. So we have, for the SIM card, it's a nano SIM and then another nano SIM. We have pressure sensitive zones, basically the triggers I was talking about. So they're 520 hertz touch sensing. There's a built-in cooling fan, obviously. I'm just reading off this website, as you guys can see. We have the boom. So aviation aluminum middle frame. That's pretty cool. That's like a interesting little thing about it. We have for the display, we have AMOLED display with 1 billion colors. It's 144 hertz and a 2,000 nits of peak brightness, which is fucking kick-ass. We have 6.85 inches, 113.7 centimeters squared. So it's a 91.4 screen to body ratio, which is pretty fucking sick. So the display is 1216 by 2688 pixels, and it's a 431 pixels per inch density. So as fucking Flossie Carter says, 431 for the PPI patrol. I won't steal that, but that is some good shit that he says. We have the OS. Maybe I could use it if I shout out Flossie Carter every single time. I think I might do that. Just give that dude a shout out, because Flossie Carter is the motherfucking GOAT. Sorry for the display sort of like blurring out and stuff like that. Hopefully this isn't too boring for y'all. But we have for the OS, it's Android 15, RedMagic OS 10. We have the chipset is a Qualcomm SM8750-AB. Basically, it's a 3 nanometer chip, and it's a Snapdragon 8 Elite. And yeah, so that's the Snapdragon 8 Elite on the left. And we have, let's see here. So there's actual specs for them, for like the CPU, right? So the chipset contains two, CPU and a GPU, considering that it's like chipset for like plural, right? So we have the CPU being an octa-core. So for two of the cores, it's 4.32 gigahertz Orion V2. And then we have Orion V2 Phoenix L. And then we have 3.53 gigahertz Orion V2 Phoenix M. So this is basically the names of the cores. And then we have a Adreno 830 for the 10 Pro Plus on the left. We have so is there a expandable card slot? No, but we have, there are different variants. There is a 12 gig model with 256 gigs of storage. There is a 16 gig model. I'm talking about RAM here. With 512 gigabytes of storage, and then there's a 1 terabyte model of storage with 24 gigs of RAM, and this is the model I have right here. This is the 24 gig, 1 terabyte version, and fuck yeah, dude, it's a beast mode for sure. Like I do like getting the most spec'd out devices. I think that it's important for you guys to see the best of the best, and I also just like enjoying the best of the best. These are both also have extendable RAM up to 8 gigs, so they can go up to 32 gigs, and the RAM is LPDDR5X. So yeah. But yeah, the storage is USF 4.1 Pro on the left. So for the camera specs themselves, one of them is a 50 megapixel f/1.9. Then the wide, I guess for the wide angle one, I don't know. It says comma wide in parentheses, and then 1/1.5, and then there's a 1 with a weird U looking thing, UM. I don't know what that means. A PDAF OIS so I guess there is optical image stabilization, which is pretty sweet. So the other camera is a 50 megapixel f/2.2 ultra wide 1/2.88, and then 0.61 weird UM. And then the third one is a 2 megapixel f/2.4 macro one, which is pretty fucking sick, dude. We have, so there's HDR, panorama, and obviously the LED flash. So like I said, 8K 30, 4K 30/60. This is for filming, right, for video. And then there's 1080p, 30, 60, 120, 240. So you can do like slow-mo with 240 FPS, which is pretty fucking nuts. I think that's actually how that works. I don't know much about cameras, so if that's wrong, do apologize, boys. Yeah, anyway. So now we have, for the selfie camera, there's a front right here, right, we have the let's see here. 16 megapixel f/2.0 wide under display camera. There's HDR, and then for the front, it's 1080p at 30/60 FPS. Basically, the front camera is dog shit, and honestly, it's good for face unlock. Let's just be honest here. That's really why people use it. But I use fingerprint unlock anyway. I don't use it, is what I'm saying. But yeah, so it's also under display, as you can see, no notch, which I think is pretty fucking kick-ass. I don't know why it's doing that. Anyway, yeah. So now we have sound. So there's stereo speakers. So the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack is a 32-bit/384 KHZ high-res audio, and it has Snapdragon sound. I don't know exactly what the difference is with Snapdragon sound, but maybe it's pretty good. So for the communications, we have Wi-Fi 8.8, Wi-Fi 802.11. A/B/G/N/AC/6E/7. So I guess this is the different types of Wi-Fi, which I think is pretty sweet. There's tri-band, Wi-Fi Direct 5.4, A2DP, LE. So yeah, those are all the differences with the Wi-Fi. Or excuse me, the last two that I mentioned being the 5.4 and A2, or sorry about the awesome pronunciation, guys. Doing great here. So Bluetooth 5.4, AP or A2DP, LE. So positioning, GPS L1 plus L5, GLONASS, BDS, Galileo. I don't know what any of this shit means, to be honest. I think this might be gibberish for most of us, but if it's interesting to you, then I'll keep reading, obviously. So there's NFC. So yes, of course. There's an infrared port. Yes. Radio. No. There is USB. So it's so the USB is Type C 3.2 Generation 2. There's OTG accessory connector and display port. Sweet. So that's what all the features. That's all the features of the USB-C, and then the first was the type of USB-C. So that's pretty sweet. So obviously it's going to transfer shit really fast. For the features, there's fingerprint. So there's under display and it's optical. There's an accelerometer, a gyro. There is proximity sensor and a compass. There is for measuring or messaging. We have SMS, MMS, email, push, email, IM. So you can also get RCS if you just download Google Messages. For the browser, HTML5 battery. This is a 7,050 milliamp hour Si/C lithium-ion battery. So Li-ion. Lithium-ion battery. So for charging, we have 120 watt wired, 50% in 11 minutes. So, okay, 100% in 30 minutes. That's basically the timing for it. But I'm actually going to have a specific charging test you guys get. Or actually, I have one for the 10 Pro Plus. You can look it up. It's made about a year ago. And you can see basically the exact time. So, yeah. And now the colors we have for this are Dark Night, White Night, Transparent Silver, Deuterium. So it's like this colorway, actually. And then Transparent Dark Night. So I think that's pretty sweet. So the price is 780 euros for the base model. This was 1,200 because I got the Chinese version through GizTop. So that's what that cost. I don't know if it dropped because the new phone came out, but I order all my stuff through GizTop. And yeah, they did a great job of shipping it really fast when it was in stock. And yeah, this year, not the best experience if I'm being completely honest, but still. Sweet, now we're going to move to the specs on the right. So it has a 6.85 inch display. So obviously right here, and when they measure it, they're going angle to angle. For network tech, we have GSM, CDMA, HSPA, EVDO, LTE, 5G. For 2G bands, we have GSM 850, 900, 1800, 1900, CDMA 800, 1900. For 3G bands, we have HSDPA 850, 900, 1700 AWS. We have 1900, 2100, CDMA 2000, 1 times EB-DO. For 4G, we have LTE, 5G, SA/NSA. And then the speed basically summed up HSPA, LTE, and 5G. So it was announced in 2025, like I said earlier. Yeah. And then we have the dimensions of it. So 163.4 for the height, 0 millimeters. We have 76.1 for the with an 8.9 millimeters for the thickness. So 6.43 by 3 and then 0.35. That's the measurement in inches, the 3 I just read. So yeah, for the weight, it's 2.29 grams or 8.08 ounces. So for the build number, we have a glass front, being the Gorilla Glass Victus. We have an aluminum frame, a glass back, a nano sim, and another nano sim. And then we have pressure sensitive zones. So like I said, the 520 hertz touch sensing buttons. We have the built-in cooling fan, like I mentioned earlier. Aviation aluminum middle frame, so same thing. RGB LED lights on the back, like I had mentioned, the ones that light up. We have IP54 dust protected, water resistant, water splash. It's water resistant. It's not. Basically, you don't want to take this bitch in the shower or anywhere near water because it does have an open vent. But nobody's getting this because they're gonna go fucking jump in a pool. I mean, like this is a indoor device. You'll be fine if you take care of it. It's not going to be like a splash of water is going to ruin the phone. But like, then again, don't dunk it in water. You get what I'm saying? And then yes, we have for the. Let's see here. So for the display, it's an AMOLED display with 1 billion colors. 144 hertz is the peak brightness. It goes. I think it goes. It goes 60, 90. 120 and then 144. It's the same thing with the 10 Pro Plus. So the peak brightness is 2,000 nits. It's a lot. It's fucking bright, guys. Anything brighter is going to be like the surface of the sun, burning your fucking corneas. So don't worry, like it's fine. It doesn't have 3 million fucking peak nits brightness to distract me from the fact that this is It says 6 gigs of RAM in 2024. I'm playing. I'm shitting on Apple, but they actually jumped it up to 8 gigs. Hopefully they bump up their new fucking phone to 12 gigs. But that's you know what's interesting? That's the lowest amount of RAM in this variant of the device. This shit has 24. So catch up, Apple. Fucking ridiculous. Anyway, we got to take time to shit on Apple. It's a classic. So yeah, like I said, the display size is 6.85. Goddamn. It is 6.85 inches, 113.7 centimeters squared. It has a 91.4 screen-to-body ratio, 1216 by 2688 pixels. So same over here, the 431 ppi density. So it's Android 15, RedMagic OS 10.5. That's cool. We have Qualcomm SM8750AC Snapdragon 8 Elite 3 nanometer, but it is the leading version. So we have a little bit of a difference in the specs. So it is a octa-core 2 X 4.47 gigahertz Orion V2 Phoenix L and 6 3.53 gigahertz Orion V2 Phoenix M's, and then we have a Adreno 830 at 1200 megahertz. So the clock speed over here for the GPU is 1100, and on the new one it's 1200 megahertz. So 100 megahertz difference is pretty sweet. Obviously, also the difference 4.32 versus 4.47. So there is a little bit of a bump. Of course, this is the in-between model, so there's not going to be a huge difference, but there are going to be some noticeable differences, so that's what I'm trying to cover here today. So we have, there's no micro USB slot in this one as well, because obviously they sell you on different storage models, both of these being 1 terabyte of USF 4.1 storage, which I think is pretty fucking sick, dude. Actually, it's USF 4.1 Pro over here for the storage, so that's pretty fucking sick. For the main camera, so it's 50 megapixel f/1.9 23 millimeter wide, and then it's 1/1.55 1.0 weird looking P. It's this shit. Okay, here let me show you. Okay, it's this thing. That I don't know what that fucking means, but yeah. If I wanted to read off a spec list, I fucking wouldn't watch this video. All right, bro. Damn, chill. Fucking okay. So PDAF, OIS. Then there's the 50 megapixel f 2.0 13 millimeter ultra wide, and then a 1/2.88 0.61 weird looking AF. So there's autofocus and optical image stabilization and shit. And then there's a 2 megapixel, panorama camera, or whatever the fuck it's called. So, We have LED flash, HDR panorama. So the video is the same thing: 8K 30, 4K 3060, and then 1080p 3060, 120, 240. So yeah, it's gonna take good pictures. The selfie camera, like sucks dick. We have 16 megapixels, f 2.0 wide, 1/2.77 under display camera, HDR 1080p 3060 FPS. We have sound with loudspeakers. We have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack with 32-bit sound. That's at 3.84 kHz. There's high-res audio, Snapdragon sound. There's Wi-Fi 802.11. There's ABG and AC6E7, the different types of Wi-Fi. There's tri-band Wi-Fi Direct 5.4. There's A2DP and then LE. The positioning GPS is L1, L2, L5. There's Galan ass BDS, fucking ass, dude. Galileo, and then we have NFC. We have an infrared port. We have radio, no radio. I don't know who the fuck listens to radio anymore. Anyway, there's gonna be that one dude out there. Oh, deal breaker, fucking deal breaker. Is it saying the temperature of the camera's hot? I don't know what the fuck's going on here. Anyway. So we have, let's see here, motherfucking beast mode shit. Let's see here. So, yeah. So the USB type is Type C 3.2 Generation 2 OTG accessory connector. Basically, all these things can do USB debugging, and it's going to transfer files over to your computer really quickly. If you have a Mac, use MacDroid. Goodness gracious, guys. I love to fuck up my camera and the view I have set up. It's my favorite activity, as you can see. So yeah, now we have the sensors for fingerprint, under display, optical accelerometer, gyro, proximity sensor, and a compass. We have, I don't know if the gyro is red like Euro, like the fucking sandwich, but I don't know. So there's SMS, MMS, email, push email, IM, all that shit, right? HTML5. Get RCS through Google Messengers if you have this phone. Google Messenger if you have this phone, or it's Google Messengers, whatever the hell it's called. It's you'll see it. So the battery on this one, a fucking significant boost from this. So this is 7,050 milliamp hours. This is 7,500 milliamp hours. So this is a nice boost that goes along with the nice processor height. So yeah. And this only having 80 watt charging, this actually has 120 watt charging, so you can charge this shit faster, which I think is really, really awesome. This hits about 100% in 35 minutes according to this, but I'm also going to have, I don't have it out yet because I just got the phone. It's my second video of being on the phone so far. But, fucking sick shit, boys. Hell yeah. Okay, but yeah, eventually there will be battery drain, battery charging, all this shit. If you're watching this way later, all those videos are going to be up. So just, if you're bored of this, hopefully we want to keep watching, but you can go check that out and then come back to this, whatever you want to do, guys. So then the colorway are Dark Knight, White Knight, Transparent Silver Deuterium, which is the variant I have here. And then there's Transparent Dark Knight, and then the price is about 730 euros. And so yeah, that's basically the rundown of the specs. So let's get into the software features. That was about 30 minutes of me reading and yapping on. So we're going to zoom in a little bit, and you guys can see the pull down. So the pull down menu, you can adjust these obviously, but I wanted to kind of go and show you guys. I don't know if I need to pull two fingers. There we go. Okay. So look at that. There are some, I don't know if there's any noticeable differences because it's roughly the same software. This is a good jump, but it's minimal. So we have the clock in the corner. We have all the status icons up top. We have a song title. We have brightness adjusters. I don't know if you can hold it for auto. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Can I do it on here too? Yeah, okay, that's cool. So you hold it to take away auto brightness. And I can bring that shit up so you guys can see. Let me get about even. Yeah, so we have the volume right here. For the volume itself, you have individual volume that actually is for apps. So like, let's say I do this, right? I can go ahead and turn up the volume. Is that it? Yeah. So like this. Let's say I did it out of this. You can go here, and it's going to be for each one. And if there's an app that you have, it's actually going to pull the app out too. So that's a really cool feature that it has. I don't know if other Android phones have it, but it's the same thing over here. So now we have data toggle, Bluetooth toggle. I'm going to turn that off to save battery. There's a wallet for Google Wallet and all that shit. There's RedMagic Gravity. I don't even know what that is. Some of these features I can't use because I don't have a newbie account because I'm not an owner of a Chinese phone. So, yeah. You can get burner phone numbers. I might actually just do that for the sake of being able to use some of the features because then you can switch it to like your email, which I think I might do, honestly. So if you are in this situation where you did get the Pro Plus and you're looking, go get a burner phone from a random website for like a phone number and just get a fucking sweet little text and then you're good to go. It's not focusing the way I want. So, yeah, but then there's Wi-Fi, airplane mode, vibrate right here. It's on ring. You can obviously hold it, I think. Oh, okay. You can jump into the settings. Okay, we're going to go and check that out later, though. That's cool. That's pretty sick that it does that. There's location. Boop. But we can't tell where you are. They always can. Fucking, oh, big brother, dude. My big Chinese brother. There's game space. Hotspot. Screenshot. Flashlight. Charge separation. Light strip. Light play mode. We have a cooling fan. And if these are in a little bit of a different order, it's probably because I rearranged them. So let's see here. Yes, we have, anyway, flashlight, charge separation, light strip, light play mode, cooling fan, NFC, RedMagic Share, the refresh rate. You can tap this and you can adjust them like I was saying earlier. And then we have dark mode. So I'm going to turn that off just for the sake of the video so you guys can get a legitimate sort of like look. Then we have, I think it's because I added more here for like smart Zcast and shit like that. And I think you can go into the actual settings from here. Maybe. Sorry, guys. Let me see here. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, so just the settings. And then here, edit shortcut switch. Oh, and then you can add like way more in here. And I think this does the exact same thing. Edit shortcuts. Hey, guys. So I had to basically... the camera got hot because it does that. So it takes a break, and I went to work out and do stuff. So... the phones are off. They're fully charged. And I'm going to do a boot up test. Obviously, I apologize for this being right in the middle of the software portion, but it literally is what it is. So right here we have the power button. Let's turn them on. Let's see which one boots up fastest. They're probably going to be the same. Oh, okay. Weird. Okay, so it did the... So on the left, it booted up faster, but the animation was quicker on the right. So that was a bit of an interesting boot up test. But let's continue with where we left off. Sorry, let me just clear all these fucking notifications. It's really annoying. Should be okay. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and continue. Basically, just the remaining two for the toggles were. Right here, dark mode, and then it was the SmartCast and Nightlight. And then I just haven't added these to this one, as you guys saw up in the corner. You can hide the music panel, which is interesting. Or you can edit shortcut switch. So yeah, you can edit it. And then there's all these extra ones. As you can see, maybe this will help with the focus. Yeah, so as you can see, there's a bunch of extra ones I can add. I'm not going to go ahead and read all these, but it's the exact same on the left, just for time's sake. So yeah, so that's the notification bar. We can go here and we can see customization settings. So we have align with the top button, right? So if I wanted to align with the top, I can move all my apps up. So it's pretty cool. Align with the bottom, move all of them to the bottom. I personally prefer the top. You can do home, so that's your home screen, and then there's the other one. I do like that it immediately organizes them. I think it's pretty sweet. So then we have, wallpaper right here. So I'm going to crank up the brightness over here. So for these right here, we have the recently used ones. Sweet. And then we have the downloaded wallpapers. I don't have any downloaded. There's also live wallpapers. We have inspired wallpapers. So these are like video game wallpapers, pretty much. Like you can play games and shit on them. So like for instance, it's gonna like download, right? which I think is pretty sweet. It's cool that it's not automatically there, but still, pretty sweet. So, excuse me, you guys can see kind of just a little download too. I'm trying to make sure the top is focused, but it's just kind of hard to do that, and I apologize, guys. But so yeah, you can apply this, which I think is pretty fucking cool. I'm not going to apply it just because you guys get the idea. I think it is really cool, and there is a ton of them, right? So let's just go from the top and to the right. So you have literally these over here. It looks like it's pulling from the same sort of store thing. So we have exactly the same ones. It doesn't look like there's anything different from these right here. Except for this one. I don't see the basketball one on the left, so that's cool. Yeah, so there's one that's different. And then, yeah, so we have AI wallpaper creation. So I need a newbie account to do this, and I also can't read Chinese. So, yeah, we're kind of stuck there. But let's go to the wallpaper. So we have all these, right? And then over here we have these. So Edgeform is the new one on here, and I really actually think they look pretty good. So then we have Future. As we go over here, it does look like. Does it look like there's 8? Yeah, there's the same. Did I see? So there are some different ones. For instance, like these twist patterns. The patterns are a little bit different. So that looks pretty sweet. And then over here we have RedMagic Warrior right here. If I zoom in a little bit, I might. There's some of the focus issues. So yeah, as you guys can see, the wallpapers are looking good. So we have this right here. So and these are they're showing light and dark mode, from what I'm gathering. We have the wallpapers right here, and then right here, time stand still. These right here, here, here. Okay, so you can do more wallpapers too. That takes you to the store. I don't have a newbie account, so I literally can't show you guys that. I'm really sorry about the focus, guys. Yeah, so there's obviously the more wallpapers button, and then, yeah, so then we can go here to widgets. There are custom widgets. There's game space, contacts, Z Assistant, the battery percentage toggle. There's gallery. There's these ones. There's this. Just going to scroll through them really quickly. Very similar. So there's App Center settings, System UI, Android widget. There's the basic Android ones. Oh, so for like PUBG and stuff that you download. So that's pretty sweet. Okay, so now we will go to effect. What effect do we have? So there is normal, cross flip, wave, Cuban, glass, right? So these are just text page transitions. And then, yeah, so let's keep it going. And then we have home screen settings. So this is what I'm actually going to do. I'm not going to get into that until we are ready to go into settings. And I believe at this point, since I showed you guys a little bit of the customization, we can go ahead and check out the settings. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So the first thing we have is the newbie ID, and then we have Wi-Fi. And then we have Bluetooth, so that's off. And there's information in the corner. There is the mobile network, airplane mode, data usage, data saver, hotspot tethering. So let's go into here. Wi-Fi hotspot, Bluetooth tethering, all that, same thing. Then we have mobile data. On the right, we have netless communication. So that's something cool. Whoa. Basically, it allows you to make a call with a nearby ZTE phone when there's no network, when both mobile phones have Bluetooth turned on. Whoa. Whoa, that's pretty sick. Basically, you can use the other one to make calls when there's no connection. That's pretty kick ass. So yeah, there's all that, and then yeah, so mobile network is looking good. Screen collaboration. So on the right, it looks like it's something different. So multi-cube gravity allows you to effectively manage human vehicle home devices and control the interconnection of mobile phones, computers, vehicles, and home appliances in one stop. So car connection. So supported media application or supported models. Oh, so it's like basically Chinese phones and stuff. So then there's app management, recommended apps. It goes into the thing, experience zone. Then we have the connection methods, auto connect vehicle OS, automatically enter cruise mode, and about. Oh, that's pretty sick. So there's all that shit. And then yeah, now we have multi-screen collaboration. So this is what this is. They basically put this here inside of that. So you have different devices. Basically, they can connect to each other. It's like it's like VNC almost. Like you can put your display on the other display and stuff like that. So that's pretty sweet. So then there is SmartCast, which you will see here in a minute. So okay, so they basically just switched it around. So there's SmartCast, RedMagic Share, Car Connection. So we have Car Connection in here, right? They just kind of switched it around. RedMagic Share, Z SmartCast. Yeah, it's a reorganization basically. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's the NFC VPN private network. So yeah, you got that private DNS. We have connection preferences, printing, auto, all that shit, right? And so we have scan device, available devices, others. Then there's settings. So scan code, blah blah blah. As you guys can see, privacy mode, then the quality. I don't know. I don't really know what all this stuff does, but if you want to pause and see, that might be helpful for you. Hopefully, it's helpful for you. Sorry if it's been hard for you to read the settings. I am trying my best to not have it be blurry, but it's just fucking blurry, unfortunately. So yeah, there is all of that, and then we have the about and all that shit. So yeah. And then, do we go to connected devices? Yeah, we have all that, and then boom. And then we have theme and personalization, which is, so we have the wallpapers, which themes right here. So we have Phantom, Lightspeed, Mecha, Hyperfuturism. Then we have Glassy Rhythm, Android, Shadow Number. So Red Magic Warrior, and then Future Tech. And then you can hit more, and it'll take you to the store. I don't have a newbie account, so unfortunately, I can't really do much with that. And then so of course, there's the lock screen, which you can go ahead and customize. There's different lock screen presets, which I think is pretty sweet. There's a classic clock setting. And then, yeah. So then this is sideways, but it does look like they added a little bit more to the customization, which is pretty sweet. So, yeah. They gave you like specific themes. So, nice. Nicely done. Now we have app icons and lock screen wallpaper. So we can go here. We have lock screen wallpaper. We also have... Sorry, guys. I am so frustrated with this fucking camera. You have no idea. I'm really sorry, guys. Hopefully, you guys can just go off of take my word for it that these settings are there, because it's driving me up a fucking wall. That it's just not focusing for you guys. I really am sorry. So, yeah, I do apologize that it is blurry. So, yeah. As you can see, lock screen wallpaper, show lock screen wallpaper when screen on. And hell fucking yeah. Oh, God, guys. Well. So now we have the app icons. So you can change up the size. You can do icon style. So if you go in here, you have the individual ones. Cool. And more is going to take you into things. So then you can change the icon size, like I just said. Beautify third-party icon. Oh my God, you can basically make them pretty. Desktop wordless mode. So basically, it won't show words underneath. You can apply all that shit, and then you can go to animation. You can change up the speed. I like the fast one. And then you can also go into dev settings and change it up too. So you can change up the system font, and you can change up the font size and font weight. I'm going to go default. Boom, boom. And then we have always on display. There's all these different ones. So, right, so we'll go here. Right here. So, sorry the phone is a little bit off screen, but I'm just trying to get a better zoom for y'all so you guys can see this a little bit better because, unfortunately, it's just not the best. The problem is it like picks up my hands and then it like takes it away from the quality of the on display thing. So we have all this. I'm just gonna keep it going. So we have all these right here, all of these. Sorry if I'm going pretty quick, but you guys get the idea. And then down here we have video, GIF, picture, and text. And then right here, I'm going to scroll through these really quickly. And then the same thing at the bottom. So, yeah. So, cool. We have that. And then, boom. So now we have fingerprint. You do fingerprint scanner. You can do these different effects. They always add some more, but these are actually the same. So cool. And then you have effects, which are looking pretty fucking sick if you ask me. Boom, boom. And then you can go do all of these. So yeah, nice. And that's it for customization. So now we have the home screen. You can change up home screen mode to drawer mode, or you can go to the standard mode. I use drawer mode. It's basically like regular Android. You can do icon layout 4x6 or 5x6. Apparently I like 4x6. So fuck yeah. App autofill, loop screens. You have home screen badge icon, app icons. So let's go into here, see what we have. You can basically make it so it's like notifications on the apps or not. You can switch up which ones you want or not. You can do so for app icons. You can make them bigger or smaller. Oh, we actually just saw this. Cool. So app promotion reminder icon, wordless home screen, blah blah blah, and then recent app style, normal style. Oh, that's cool. Z-board, turning that off. Home screen animation when entering. Cool, cool. And then we have the display settings. So we have dark mode, read mode, eye comfort. Sounds like iCarly. Sick, dude. All right. You're going to have to trust me. I apologize that this is blurry once again. My bad. So we have brightness level, automatic brightness, sunlight mode, font is boom, boom. Display size, boom, boom. Screen timeout after 10 minutes. Keep screen on while looking. Screen will remain on when the eye is detected looking at the screen. Screen refresh rate. Sorry, I didn't realize I had it on fucking 60. So that's probably why it's like looking a little sluggish. I had no idea I had it on 60. My bad, boys. Yeah, okay, so fuck yeah. We have the battery also is not calibrated here, whereas the battery on the left is calibrated, so you're gonna basically see a little bit better looking battery on the left, even though this has more battery on the right. It's literally just that, yeah. So cool. Now all that shit, right? So I'm just gonna kind of scroll through. So font, display size, right? You have screen timeout. Keep screen on while looking. Screen refresh rate, the glossy and blur. It'll blur out certain stuff. Basically, full screen display, enhanced display mode. Boom, boom. Tiny screen display adjustment. So like when there's like a little screen, you can change up the coloring and all that shit. So auto rotate screen. Boom, boom. Okay, so Yeah, now we got that taken care of. Now notifications and status bar. So you have app notifications. You can go in and I think you can set up specifics for each one or which one is allowed to do notifications. Show on the lock screen. Blah, blah, blah. We got show all content or don't show notifications at all. Show sensitive only. It looks like there's more settings for this one. That's kind of weird. Screen wake up. Huh. So I don't know why I can't do that, but whatever. Home screen badge icon. Boom, boom. I think I already did that. Full screen notification style, simple notifications, or traditional notification. Cool. Sick. And then we got status bar icons. Boom, boom. You can change up more customization kind of thing. Boom, 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 boom. And we got pull down from top for lock screen, top panel style, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. So I'm just trying to power through this shit. My bad, boys, if it's kind of me mumbling. Sound and vibration. So we have ring, vibrate, or silent. We have vibrate, so auto mute, media volume. Then you have ring only, vibrate, and blank. So vibrate when ringing, and then vibrate, then ring. Oh, whoa, that's kind of cool. So there's nothing like that on this side. We have phone messages, music, video, gaming, and alarm, and then default volume button control. You can change it up to that. Cool. And then this. Oh. Yes, enabling that is going to make it so it's going to show apps and stuff in there. So do not disturb. Turn that on. Boom, boom. And as you saw, there's specific settings for do not disturb in there. But yeah. Yeah. So we have the default volume button, and we have do not disturb, phone ringtone, message tone, notification tone, alarm tone. So in here you have all these different ones for each SIM card. Boom, boom. Yeah, right here. So it looks like there's a little more on the left, or there's an all ringtones option, but yeah, okay, sweet. So ring in silent mode, incoming call, vibration. You can change up what the vibration. Cool, see, so it vibrates. Hell yeah, so DTS sound. Yeah, they're both on. You can change it to where it's going to basically change up how... It's changing up an equalizer, basically. That's what it's doing. And then, yeah, you got all those settings, so fuck yeah. And then more sound settings. So dial pad tones, system locking sound, charging sounds and vibration, tap and click sounds, screenshot sounds, low battery reminder, ringtone fade in. I like that. Haptic feedback. So we have 3. On the 8S Pro Plus, they had an option for 5 different haptic feedback settings. It's a bummer they took that away. That's something I really liked. So now we have RedMagic AI. I can't do much. Oh, excuse me. I can't do much with this because I don't have an app, but you can do just so. Oh, okay. So sidebar. It's pretty sweet. Now there's IntelliTouch. So app blacklisting and all that stuff. So press the screen with 2 fingers quickly to recognize the image or text context gets related recommendations. Whoa. That's pretty sick. Okay. App recommendations. So it's going to recommend apps and stuff like that. And then we have magic translation. Boom, boom, boom. See, I need a newbie account for that, but that's okay. RedMagic smart communication. Hell yeah. Now, system engine. So, fuck yeah. It's going to tell me some settings and shit. All right, boom, boom. Now, cooling fan. We have it. Like, let's say I have it on. Fast cooling or balance heat disposition. So, it's going to. Balance heat basically makes it so. Excuse me. Balance heat's going to make it so that it doesn't blast 100% all the time. Whereas it will blast all the time if you have it on just like the main mode. So yeah, so fast. You have fast cooling while charging and then pausing the fan during calls. I'm turning this off. It might, actually, I mean, I'm not going to be taking calls anyway, but basically it's going to make it so you don't hear the fan during calls because people can hear that basically playing. But if you're taking a call during a game, you might want to keep the fan on and just have them deal with it because it's, yeah. So, add a sound. See, I was never able to... I like that one. It's pretty sick. So, yeah. You can add sounds and shit like that. And then, so we have the cooling fan with the light strip. So, with here, light strip settings, power saving mode, fan, competitive atmosphere, LED. So, you can go in here and it gives you all these options. And then, it's the same all the way down, just to save time. So, there's lighting mode once enabled. It is not restricted by screen scenarios. You can freely combine. Huh. Cool. Well, let's say I did that. So I can go in and just make sure it's like, let's do fucking yellow. Hell, so like, let's say the back just kind of like changed up. So fuck yeah, it looks pretty sweet. So yeah, you can go in and you can change up all the fan colors and settings and stuff like that. And I think it looks pretty sweet. So, yup. And then, yeah. And then we have the phone use balance. So it's going to basically... So minor mode. This mode is suitable for children. Oh, okay, basically it's for kids. Or digital balance mode. Basically it's... Oh, log screen time and shit like that. Cool. Well, alright, that's pretty dope. App limits and shit like that. Fuck yeah. Alright, features. So competitive key settings. So this is the same thing, I'm assuming. Yep. So more options here. You can pause if you want to see the specific ones, but I'm just going to run through it real quick. I like virtual navigation just for the nostalgia. It's also better than swiping, but that's just personal preference. And then we have easy touch. So Z Pop versus Easy Touch, it's the same thing. They just renamed it. Floating window. Boom, boom. Record screen. I am so sorry about this up here, guys. I can't figure out how to fix it. But, yeah. Hopefully you can see it as it scrolls down. So we have record screen. Oh, geez. I just set that up. Okay. Now we have app duplicator, so you can dupe apps, which is pretty sick. You don't need a separate app. Screen edge, mistouch. So light and custom. Ooh, you can change up. That's sick. It's really nice. There's a custom one. You can do mistouch during calls, mistouch in pocket, gesture in motion. So raise to wake, auto answer, pick up the phone to lower ringtone volume, pocket mode, flip to mute, snooze slash dismiss an alarm, change to the earpiece, shake to turn on flashlight. Fuck yeah. Okay, cool. So basically some cool settings you can do. And then so mistouch prevention, blah blah blah. And then gesture in motion. So then there's lucky money. I don't know what this is, but schedule power on and off. You can set a certain time for, powering the phone on and off. Accessibility features, text display, color, motion, magnification. Basically, these are pretty great if you are in need of an adjustment for whatever reason you might need that. So, fuck yeah. Video call glare reduction, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now we have features covered, password and security. So we have screen lock, fingerprint, face recognition. They changed the little icon there. Find Hub, private space, app lock, password book, apps hide, application isolation. What's that? Let's run through these real quick. Okay. App lock, password book. It wants me to type a password. Basically, this allows you to secure shit. If I'm being blunt, that's really what this does. So let's see here. Then we have apps. So for apps, they're pretty sweet. So let's say I go into here. I can do permissions. I can actually change up very specific permission settings, in way more detail than on other phones. And I think that's actually really, really cool. Fuck yeah. So you can do that on this as well. It's the exact same thing. So fuck yeah. We have battery settings. So battery on this, So there's power saver, ultra power saver, 7,500 milliamp hour battery here, 7,050 here. So they're both pretty freaking good. But yeah, sweet. So AR charging, 80% upper limit, all that stuff. Extreme cold mode was something that I noticed that was new. Maybe they have it here. No. So like when this is, look at, so right. So when this is enabled, the battery temperature is lower than 0 degrees Celsius. Charge and discharge protection will be in effect. So that's cool if you live in a cold climate. It's looking out for you. So more settings and all that shit. So you can see just like the battery settings and all that stuff. It's going to show usage and then hardware or apps. You know, it shows like all the apps that were used and stuff like that. So yeah, then we have storage. So boom and boom. So all that right there, videos and shit like that. So yeah, so storage clean, let's see here. So like, let's say I want to do that. This is the assistant, by the way. It's pretty sweet, but you can go in and it has a built-in cleaner. So app data, all that shit, large files, boom, boom. And then there's something down here. I don't really know what that is, but that's pretty cool. They have that there. But yeah, so you can do built-in storage cleaner. I think is really, really sweet. Permissions and private. Oh goodness. Permissions and privacy. So yeah, basically editing different permission settings for different apps. So yeah, so SOS and emergency settings. So yep, sweet. That's pretty self-explanatory. Users and accounts, system and update. So you're gonna get different updates. So 10.0.22 and 10.5.8. That's the current one for this one, and that's the current one for this one. Languages, keyboard, backup and restore, developer options, reset options, blah blah blah. And yeah, those are the settings. Ah man, there's a key. So look, so right here. So you can actually change up the magic key. This is what I'm talking about. Right here. On this one, this is a super cool feature. You can actually just change up the magic key. So you can make it, somebody a long time ago was saying, oh, can you change it to different things? Yes, you can, dude. You can make it for game space, camera, flashlight, voice recorder, face-to-face translation, or quickly switch to sound mode. So you can make it like the iPhone where, you know, it had like the silent switch. And yeah, I think that's pretty fucking sick. I don't see that on this one. So yeah, dude, I think it's really cool. And yeah, these are all the settings basically. So yeah, that's that for the settings. Okay, fuck yeah, we showed you that, and now let's go ahead and just do some gaming real quick, and then show you guys a video, and then that's it. Actually, with the camera, I'll show you guys the front facing very quickly so you can see your boy, see which one looks better or takes better photos. Same thing. And then the back shooter, they take quick photos. There is a bunch of different settings. I have a video, so they have not changed anything about this camera app. I have a camera app, I believe, tour for the 9 Pro Plus. So if you want to look back earlier in my videos, it's going to have something on that for the camera. But yeah, it does take good photos. And yeah, dude. So now we have the one and only Call of Duty Mobile. We're going to go ahead and see which one boots up quicker. So the newer one is up top. Yeah, so that booted quicker. But I'm just going to show you some gameplay really quickly. Because it's on the same account, it's not going to let me go on the 2 devices with the same account. But we're just going to fucking do whatever app, whatever game this is. Oh, so it's like search where you buy shit? Okay.
We can win this. Destroy the objective.
Sorry, I'm fucking ass. Fuck yeah. Okay, that's gameplay on this. Super smooth. So yeah, and then there's game space. So for game space, we have a bunch of shit. I'm gonna have a video specifically on this, but everything is the same in this one. Nothing is new, right? And I'm only gonna point out the differences that I see. But there's a lot. I have an actual video on going through all the game space features on the RedMagic 10 Pro Plus. So if you want to go check that out and see every single setting, go ahead and look that up. There's so much shit in here, but basically there's a lot that you can do. I'm just trying to point out the differences here. And yeah, I can show you just the one difference that I initially noticed with the 10s Pro Plus. So yeah, I'm just going to be pointing out the differences here. Everything else is the same though, and you can go check out my specific video for the 10 Pro Plus if you would like. Just on this phone right here. I do love the silver. I think it looks great. And yeah, sorry about the blur earlier, guys. I really feel bad about it. I wish it was not as blurry.
Nice work. Get ready for the next round.
Yeah, so if I swipe this open, so there is a voice control thing, and I need a newbie account to do any of this, but that is a new feature. Or so keywords. Oh, you can do like a keyword and then a trigger point, trigger accuracy, being fuzzy or accurate. So that's cool. I'm also just going to do a video kind of explaining every single feature in GameSpace for this phone, where I will try to do a bit more research and figure out a little bit more, but everything else is the same. One thing that you can notice here is just the difference in, I just want to show you guys real quick, Diablo mode right here. So Diablo mode is looking pretty fucking sick. I'm going to have a gazillion videos up about this phone too. But yeah, so Diablo mode right here is 4.47, like I said, and 1200 megahertz. The other one is 4.32 and 1100 megahertz. So yeah, Diablo mode makes this bitch hot, so I'm not really looking to run that all the time. Oh.
Nice work.
All right.
For the next round.
Yep. So that's that with the gaming.
10s Pro Plus. This is the 24 gigabyte
Here, I'll play it close.
of RAM, 1 terabyte version. This has swap that is up to, what do you want to freaking call?
So of course YouTube has everything up into let's go 14 or 260p, so you guys can see this at its
Extra gigabytes
best
of
quality.
swap, which means it can extend up to 32 gigabytes of RAM and has a octa-core.
Boom. So yeah, that looks nice. And like I said earlier, the exact same display, but just for the sake of it, maybe there's a little bit of a difference or something like that.
Up to, what do you want to freaking call it? 8 extra gigabytes of swap, which means it can extend up to.
Yeah, guys. So that's really it for the comparison. Hopefully, you got something out of this. Hopefully, this was what you were looking for. I can cover things more in detail, but I just wanted to kind of go over a quick comparison of these. And once again, yeah, I am sorry about the lack of focus at some of the parts. Not much I can do about that, but yeah. So thank you guys so freaking much for watching the video, and yeah, have a good one.